is Tori Blade. I am a senior theater performance major here at Western.
Hi, my name is Joe Russell. I'm a junior theater performance major here at Western.
Hi, my name is Louis Salon, and I'm a senior theater performance major here at Western.
And I'm Kenzie Ross. I'm also a junior theater performance major at Western.
All right. Can you guys just tell me a little bit about this week's progress with everything?
This week.
Oh man,
Our first copy of a semblance of a script. So we just kind of started yesterday, going from the very beginning and starting like every little thing from entering to exiting and stopping. And you know, Lee or Kelly would stop and be like, "Do we like this?" And then we'd debate it for like an hour or change it or try different ways, and then it'd either stay or it'd change or it'd be completely cut, and then we'd move on.
This week is sort of the culmination of what we've done so far, actually. Last week we did what we called sequences, and we broke up into 6 groups, and each group had like a like a main focus to the texts and the ideas and the things we want to put in the show. Like my group was the Afterlife group, and we had to kind of show different texts and different kind of what we call moments, which are generally scenes.
Particular to that
particular
idea.
to that idea, particular to that topic. And this week we've condensed all those scripts we made last week, and we are working through them, kind of taking out the lines that maybe don't, need to be there.
Or adding lines that do need to be
yeah,
there.
or adding lines that will help make the script a little more cohesive.
Yeah.
And just kind of we're making the script. I'm sorry, the script, and it's coming along actually.
Like Louis said, this week we're basically taking everything, all the pieces that we had, and we're making it into a mold. And now that we have this mold, we're trying to chisel it down to make our final product. That involves putting the blocking, putting the lights, putting, like I said,
the
sound and costumes and everything. And we're just trying to work all the niches that we need to do. And hopefully after this week we'll have our final product or close to that. It can never be final.
Seeing as we open on the 8th.
But I mean, I'm happy with where we're at right now. I think we got such a great group of people that we'll be able to pull it all together by the time opening comes.
Yeah. Yesterday was interesting because it was our first rehearsal as actors with a script, which hadn't happened before that.
It's been a while since we've done that.
So that was exciting because we're used to that. So we actually had pencils and a script, and I exit stage left, So that was exciting, and that's what this whole week will be.
It's kind of like a normal. It's like a normal, regular kind of.
Finally, a regular rehearsal.
Process where we had the director telling us, that line didn't come off right, or maybe you should try it this way. This different choice here, or maybe a little sooner entrance. And that's actually feels a little more like home for me. It's scary writing this play and
but
doing it this
way.
way.
Because none of it's still final. They say, okay, so you're going to be sitting here, Kenzie, through this whole section, or you're going to enter here because that's where your costume is, but they're like, but keep in mind, write this in pencil because none of this might
And we're
stay.
still experimenting with theatrical forms. We'll throw in another image or more text or different lighting sources. Like yesterday, we were playing with lamps, just lighting your scene with a lamp.
Yeah, for like a half an hour,
we
changed 4 times.
We had this scene in the play. It's the interview that Kevorkian does with Mike Wallace. And originally, when it was done behind a sheer curtain. And you kind of saw shadows kind of talking to each other with these 2 lights kind of coming at the actors who are behind the curtain. And then we tried that, and then that didn't really work for us because it's in thrust, so the audience on the 2 sides couldn't really see. And it would blind them. And then we lifted that. So this is like maybe a 6-line exchange, and we spent probably around 45 minutes on it, just deciding, so we'll have these lights here. Maybe we can have a person holding a boom, like a real television interview.
Which completely changed the context of the scene.
Yeah, which changes it completely. But then at the same time, it makes it work for what we have now. The product keeps changing, and so therefore we have to change with it.
And with those changes, it really keeps us on our toes. Like, we could be doing a scene in one way, like it's written in the script, and then Lee or Kelly, the directors, they would tell us, we're rewriting it, change it, and then we immediately have to adapt to that. And I mean, it's good for acting process and good practice because things will probably be out there like the business, Like the director might change it, and then we have to adapt it. So it's really good practice.
Someone made an interesting comment yesterday about summer stock theater and how summer stock theater you get 2 weeks generally, and you get the script and you have to memorize it, block it, design it, and put it on its feet in 2 weeks. we don't have that luxury quite as often, I guess. And it's kind of interesting writing the script, finalizing, well, not finalizing it, but like finalizing to the point where we can show it to people in less, like a week and 5 days, 4 days, not even really.
And one interesting thing about this script and this process is that we're all so familiar with the content because of all the research that we've done and the fact that this content we've actually created. It'll be much easier when we do have a finalized script to incorporate these characters and this dialogue that we all know so well. Even characters that I'm not going to play, I know that line so well.
As opposed to researching your own character to play, we kind of know all the characters.
Oh yeah, most certainly. It's really, it's a crazy process. It really is kind of.
And it's definitely one of those like selfless things I've been talking about. I feel like I've learned the most work ethic from this process because, for example, yesterday Tori, Therese, and I, who's another actress in it, were assigned these 3 parts. And then as the day went on, every time Therese had a line, Lee was like, actually, Kenzie, you just say that. Or Tori, you just take all those. So Therese literally all her lines were taken away from me yesterday, which is fine because, she'll come in later again, but it's just this kind of thing, you just have to go, okay.
Yeah.
And as opposed to a normal play, you're given a part and the playwright has given you these lines and teaches you a good work ethic.
It's interesting to learn how to have a collaborative authorship of a piece of theater, as opposed to when you have a part, that's your part, and no one. I mean, the director has a say, and you can talk about it with your cast members. But when you have a script and you have a clear role, you really feel an ownership of that role. And with this, it's so much more collaborative. So it's a really cool challenge to learn how to give up that. I want this to be my piece of theater.
No room for
And
details.
they've told us like there's so many scary things. Like for instance, the one that still scares me the most is like they were telling us up to opening night, like up to like an hour, a half an hour, 20 minutes,
During.
5 minutes during the play, they might come up to you and be like, oh yeah, by the way,
Memorize this.
Memorize this, or page 33, your 6 lines from here to here are gone. Just jump from here to here, and we have to be like, got it, go, slip on that coat and I'll go be that lawyer, like go, and so that's kind of, it's scary, but it's also kind of like, oh, okay, all right, kind of bobbing and weaving.
Never a dull moment.
No, never a dull moment.